Chris Nicholson, skipper of Team New Zealand, sponsored by the Spanish shoe brand Camper. You had a pretty good match yesterday in the first import race. What happened for you and from your point of view?
The end result was okay for us. We ended up third in the end, but we're in a nice, reasonably comfortable second. We had a really bad mark rounding, and then one boat overtook us, Puma overtook us, and then we got a lot of gas, and then basically every single boat in the fleet overtook us, and we were sixth out of that. So to salvage a third was nice, but you know, it's more of a feel-good result rather than at the end of the day. You know, we were much better. We should have done better.
What happened in this mark draw? And I saw this as the Abu Dhabi guys. They just changed to the code 0. You tried to jibe over there. It didn't look that good. Was there another plan? What happened? Or
you know, we considered going to the masthead 0, and basically we ran out of time. You know, there's a couple of different options. You could play it that way to do a jibe and then peel later on, which was what we were planning to do. Just basically by the time we got to the jibing point, the breeze had shut down, and then it was you know, it was too light really to jibe that spinnaker. Having said that, Puma managed it just nicely, is that they brought a little bit more breeze down. Life was a little bit easier for them.
I saw some other boats jibing the sheets outside the Janaka. Is this an option with these kind of boats? I saw Groupama did it once.
Yeah, we do inside or outside jibes, and normally the cut-off's about 8 knots for an inside jibe, and we did inside jibe, but we didn't do it well.
Afterwards it was really fluky weather, fighting hard as you said before. Does this count for anything to come out of this game quite good? I mean, in the last couple of meters before the finish you overtook Telefonica, I think. What does it feel for the psychological warfare?
Yeah, you know, like it's every point may count at the end of the day, and we certainly go into it with that attitude. And you know, at one stage we were happy to get back to 5th, and then we got back to 4th, and then got back to 3rd. And it's good for the team character and spirit to be able to make that comeback at the end. So it was good for us, and you know, and you end up, we just have to take one boat at a time and try and pass and overtake that boat.
What is this job like for you? It's first time you're skippering the Volvo Ocean Race in Germany. People know you a little bit more from your 49er campaign when you were favorites for the Sydney Games and competing against Markus Bauer, our German favorite. Now you're here on a completely different game. How does it work out for you?
Yeah, it's quite the different end of the sport, I guess, compared to, you know, 49er Olympic sailing. But you know, the same principles work in regards to, you know, people's worth ethics, what's important to win and what's important to be successful. So I think it's the same formula, and it's the same, I guess, devotion that you need to do. But number one, of all things, you have to enjoy it, and this race for me is quite enjoyable. A lot of hard work, but very enjoyable.
Do you feel that the sailing world is getting together more? I mean, you have Adam Minopri on the board. He's from the match racing circuit, and a long time ago you had like Peter Blake. These guys are really tough offshore heroes. Did it change a lot right now?
I think that still comes back to the same thing. It's the formula that makes anyone successful in any other class. Quite often that same formula will work in this class. You know, there's obviously a few different characteristics in regards to, you know, you need to be quite resilient in this race. It's not an easy undertaking by any means. So, but if you know, if you're prepared to, you know, put your head down, work very hard and put up with a few hardships, the rewards for racing these boats are quite, you know, are great. They're just fantastic machines to race around the world.
So they're quite similar to the small boat racing one? You're surfing a lot?
Yeah. Surfing, apparent wind angles are all almost, identical to the 49er. You look at even the sail selections. The sail shapes are quite similar, but yet we go up in a lot higher wind speeds and a lot higher boat speeds.
On the other hand, you're quite experienced in the which number of Volvo Ocean races? Right? How many did you do?
This is now number 4. So I did the Sydney Olympics, and right after that was when I started going offshore. So it's been a fairly busy 10 years.
And now you made it to the top spot. Team New Zealand is a top team. They might be some of the favorites. Nobody knows really pretty much about the favorites in this race. What is it for you like?
It's great. It's like working with a group within a group of people that are like-minded, and sometimes that's hard to find. So it's quite a good fit. And we've got a great spirit within our team at the moment, and we proved that yesterday. Even when we were in 6th, there was no problems or no issues, and we just worked our way through. So we've got a good program here.
Wasn't there some tension on the boat when you had the Rugby Worlds and the Australia-New Zealand game?
Yeah, there was. That's probably about the only problems we've had in 14 months, and it was quite a delicate situation. You're right.
But when New Zealand won the Worlds, did you cheer for them?
I did, certainly against France, like anyone would.
So people were watching you maybe closely, how you were attending the final, huh?
Yeah, no. Like the final was easy. It was more the semi-final before that, Australia versus the All Blacks. But it's like this job. I actually didn't get to see that game either.
We covered one of your videos when you tried to play hard rugby on the boat. Was it fun?
Yeah, it was. We were actually motoring from Puma back to Alicante, and there was like no breeze, and it was a perfectly smooth day. And we'd done all our meetings, done all our debriefs, so up pops the rugby ball, and away we go. So it was good fun, and it wasn't it's just something that just happened, and Hamish filmed it, and they're sometimes the best clips.
What is your most tense feeling about the next couple of months? That we want to be right in there. Like, we don't want to, you don't want to have any bad situations early on in the race. You want to, start off on a strong footing, and even that counted for yesterday. You just don't want to start off on a bad foot. So that puts an added, I think, amount of pressure on everyone. Everyone will be thinking the same thing. But you just want to have a high level of competitiveness right from day one to the finish, and quite often that will put you right up there at the end. Do you feel that there are any decisive point on the legs? What's the most complicated, or where you can lose the whole race?
Leg 2 and 3 are pretty tricky, I think. With the piracy issue, with the Malacca Straits, huge amount of shipping and potentially some really nasty weather. So we've had our eye firmly in that area of the race. And I kind of, like the first leg, fourth leg, and rest we're reasonably familiar with. Just those leg 2 and 3 we're keeping a close eye on.
What do you think? Is there any favourite in this game? I mean, you were pretty late as well, and Groupama was a little further on, and they might have the biggest budget, I don't know, but maybe less experience. Is there anything to say about the other teams?
To be honest with you, right up until here, I hadn't paid a lot of attention to the other teams. Now that we're here in the one place, keep a pretty close eye on how we think their teams are running. But other than that, you know, we really just focus more so in-house and how we're going. You know, like our design has been locked in stone now for quite a long time, so the boat won't change much. We'll probably alter a few modes of the boat, but so we've got the boat we've got. So we just need to do the best. If we do the best we can with that boat every day, day in, day out, we'll be in great shape for this race. So you know, we're just looking after ourselves.
What about your friends on Puma? You still have a good relationship on the other on the both teams, and you, of course.
Yeah. We you know, have a couple of beers with some of the guys. It's all good. It's all good. Looking forward to racing them though.
I mean, we had yesterday I talked to Ken Reid about the Rambler happening. That many of the professionals might discuss a lot about it. What is your opinion on how to enter a race with having this in your mind?
Well, you know, like, safety is our #1 priority. It comes above everything. So, you know, and we have a lot of discussion in-house about certain situations, how we would deal with them. But it's quite often hard to actually cover every eventuality. So, you know, you also need the structure in place to deal with different situations. We're well prepared, and you know, it's kind of like, I think the more we prepare for it, the less chance there is of any likelihood. So you know, we strive every day to make sure this boat is as safe as possible.
And Germany is a 5 of 5 nations. You did very good in the past times in this class. There's some rumor that you might take part in the next Worlds, competing against Wolfgang Hunger, of course, who is world champion in this class as well. What is this talks about?
I'd like to. I think the 5 Worlds are like a week or so after the end of the Volvo, so it'd be a nice holiday, if you like, for me. You know, it's fantastic being able to jump back into 505 and you know, I guess just because of so much experience in the class, can kind of jump back in and be reasonably competitive. So I just love going and doing that in that class. It's such a cool class with so many things to tune the boat with, and you know, good rides and a really good group of people. So if I can, I will.
So we wish you good luck.
Beauty. Thanks.
Thanks.